Welcome back, Bravehearts all over the world. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's good afternoon here, but I know that we're on around the world. So welcome to DocStar TV. I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and today we have a beautiful lady. Her name is Sabrina, and she's on Real People, Real Healing. And I didn't really know what to name it, so I just put a plea for help. And the reality is that guess what? We should be able to call out for help and actually get truthful information. Isn't that something? You're not going to find it unless you can look under a rock or go into the cave or go where nobody else goes or do what almost nobody else does. That's what you're going to have to do, because understand something. If you want different, you're going to have to be different. And to be different means you're going to have to do something that the majority aren't doing, which means, guess what? You could be mocked, you could be laughed at, and it's like, oh, wow, what a whack job you are. Well, guess what? I've been called every name in the book, and guess what? It doesn't matter. You know, you got to find your truth, and then you got to stand. You have to have an inner standing, meaning you've got to stand up for yourself. And if you're coming from your heart, don't worry. You're never hurting anyone. You're just upsetting people because guess what? They don't like when other people break from the herd. Okay, so just know that. So this is Real People, Real Healing, and I'm going to do my best to help to create strategies on this program and tools. But guess what? It's all up to you. It's up to you to want to love, honor, respect yourself, take care of yourself, and understand something. We've all been taught to look after our families, look after our children, first and foremost, before anything else, and that was the problem. When you start looking after yourself first and foremost, filling up your own heart with love, and you shine that on everyone, then you're going to give faith and courage in this world, not hope. I don't like the word hope. Okay, I hope I get well. I hope she loves me. I hope it all works out, and it never usually does, but we're going to get down on our knees and beg God, please, when all we needed to do is take massive personal action and love ourselves unconditionally without judgment. And that's the deal. But now I just came up against 90% of the population because they believe that, there's rules for fools. And if you don't follow them, you're going to go to hell or you should go to judgment jail. And guess what? As long as you buy into that, you're not getting well. Okay? And that's how I feel. And I'm allowed to feel like that, just like you're allowed to feel that you're being judged all the time and you're probably never going to get to heaven. So you can believe whatever you want, whatever story you want to believe in. But remember something, the story that you tell yourself is what your life looks like. So how's your life look right now? How you doing, Sabrina?
Thank you so much. I appreciate your message. Thank you, truly. I'm struggling. I've had this ailment. I was a competitive gymnast and I broke my ankle, compound fracture, meaning the bone popped out of the skin. Ever since then, it's really been suffering in my life. Walk.
Okay, so let's start. What happened? What was the accident? When did it happen?
In 1997.
Okay.
Very young. It was before I had my period, so they were maybe going to break my other ankle on the growth plate, so I'd have the same size feet. But then I'm not doing that. So.
Okay, so 1997. How old were you? Sorry.
In 7th grade, I was 11 years old.
11 years old, and what happened? I'm
doing a cartwheel with no hands off a trampoline, and the gymnastics coach left a mat that was 3 inches high instead of a mat to, slide down. It was 3 inches high, and then the floor.
Okay, but can I tell you something? You may not believe this, but you probably had osteoporosis or osteopenia in that ankle. Because believe it or not, your ankle should have been able to take that. So let's take a look at, and we're not blaming anyone, but there was a lot of sugar in your diet, okay?
True.
Okay, there was a lot of sugar, probably a lot of dairy, and understand where there's inflammation, there's going to be scar tissue formation, which means you don't have the flexibility or the stretch. And you're also going to be losing calcium. And believe it or not, you can be very young and have osteopenia already. You do know that, right? Because the calcium that's taken from the bones is actually used to put out the fire, okay, of what? Well, when we become acidic, we have to take the calcium from our bones to buffer down the blood pH, because if the blood pH just even shifts slightly, okay, you can go into a coma or you could even die. So instead of ever having our blood pH get to a point that it could threaten our lives, we use the calcium from our bones, and that's why a lot of people are like Swiss cheese, all right?
You know, I was lactose intolerant and I wasn't able to drink milk products, so I'm sure it just took everything from my bones. You're right.
Okay. So let's just talk about this. So what happened was you broke your ankle?
Yes. Dislocated, compound fracture, the bone.
Oh, wait a minute. Dislocated compound fracture. Then why did they put a pin in there?
They put a pin, a plate, and screws, and I've had 6
Wait a
surgeries.
minute. When you were that young, they did all that?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say something, and people can take it or leave it. That was an over-aggressive doctor. Now, my partner, Lori, okay, what was that? Was that 10 years ago? 10 years ago?
No, probably, well, I'd say maybe 5 or 6.
5 or 6 years ago. Okay, all right. Okay.
6 years.
Okay, all right. So let's say 6 years ago, we were in Texas. I was doing a lecture. There was a gate lock, so we went to do a shortcut, and her foot went into a hole, and she twisted. And guess what? She didn't know it, but she had osteopenia very severely in her ankle already, which was a good thing because we knew that. But when we went to the actual hospital, they actually said, we've got to do surgery now. We're going to call the surgeons. We got to get her up there, because she had an actual gap of a 1/16 of an inch. That's pretty big, eh? Big gap, 1/16 to, in between 1/16 to an eighth, a gap. And it was 3 inches long where the bone had split. And then on the other bone, the fibia, it had a crack, like a C crack in it. And they said, you'll never be able to walk on again. It won't heal properly. I said, so what is it you want to do? Well, what we got to do is we got to pull back all the meat and all the flesh. And then what we're going to do is put 2 plates and screws. And then guess what? How long is that going to take for it to heal? I said. Well, they said, I'm not making any of this up. I'm not trying to make them look bad. So just know that there's times when surgery is needed. And I said, so how long is it going to take to heal? 12 to 16 months. And I said, well, we can heal her in 10. Well, that's impossible. You can't heal, they said, from a fracture that's got a gap like this and it's 3 inches long. And anyway, so 11 months later, she was walking, and because we put her on calcium ion therapy, it's the only product in the world. It will actually, somebody who gets their tooth pulled within 3 weeks to 5 weeks, you don't need a bone graft. It's already filled in. When you have a fracture, it'll start healing within days to just 2 to 3 weeks. You'll notice the difference. So we had her doing that like 3 to 4 times a day, and taking IGF 300,000. And so her ankle's totally strong, and she no longer has osteopenia. So she started taking the calcium ion therapy. She has perfect bone structure now. So I know that's an off story, but what I'm trying to tell you is this, Sabrina, is you are in California, right?
Yes. Orange County.
Okay, so how far are you from Cheryl Serta, which is Occidental?
I have to map it in. Occidental.
Yeah, Occidental. 1 second.
Where's my computer? I'll grab my computer.
Okay, well, it's okay. You can look at it later. But she's in Occidental, okay, which is in Northern California. But just know this, she does the non-surgical. She's here for a complete second training right now. And she also has what's called a cardio med bed. And she also has a Cellsonic. I want you to know something. And I'm going to say this, and I want you to come on with Cheryl and me when you go there and understand, if she does one 40-minute treatment, non-surgical, on your ankle, but does Cellsonic, which is a 25,000 volts put into a love harmonic. If she does that on your ankle, I guarantee you're going to go, this is a miracle. So it will actually decalcify, and it will bring back energy and electricity back into the tissue that's become beef jerky. And she's going to go in there and do the cellsonic first, and then she'll go in and do the non-surgical, and then she'll finish with and then she'll give you things to do, like how to work with the foot when you go home, so that you can help to heal yourself. Okay, but let's talk about your foot. And do you want to? Okay, I can show it here. Let me see if I can find that. So
my concern is I've been to like 7 different doctors. Every single doctor, 7 different doctors says, "Oh, we're going to take your hip bone, put it in your ankle, put a plate." The other one says, "Oh, we're going to just put a plate. We want a fusion. We want an ankle replacement." It's just crazy that this medical system tells me a different story. And who do you go with? No one. I'm just pausing, and then I found you.
1 second, I just have to tell this person so they don't keep calling me that we're live, okay? All right.
I love this. This is very, very exciting. You're right about the ankle. They said it's like an 80-year-old ankle. The cartilage, bone spurs. My concern is on the right side is that little cut you notice. It looks like the bone spur keeps protruding, and it keeps giving me cuts. Did you see that in the pictures I sent you?
Yeah, if you give me 1 second, I'm just restarting this.
Right here is like...
Hopefully this person won't keep calling.
And I have no hardware in my ankle. I have no more pins, no more screws, everything.
Okay, I promise you I'm going to go through all that in a second. I'm just going to bring back up Instagram right now. And I'm going to explain everything to you, I promise, okay? Okay, so let me just get this started, okay? Okay, so now I just want you to, okay, so when did you get the pins, the screws, the plate out, okay?
2 years after, so I had 1997 first surgery, 1998 pins and screws and plate removed. Then a year later in 2000, I had a scar tissue removal surgery. Then
scar tissue removal surgery from the ankle?
Correct.
Okay, 1 second. Everybody's got to get this. First of all, when you have an accident like you had, okay, the first thing your body goes is into a little bit of trauma. So the more traumatic the injury, okay, so if you look at it and it looks bad, then the more freaked out you are, right? The more adrenaline and cortisol you're going to dump in your body, which means the more stressed out the cells are going to be, which means the more inflammation is going to be going to that area, which means more scar tissue is going to be there than you can believe. The more freaked out you are, the more pain there is, the more inflammation there is, the more scar tissue that comes into the area of the body. Now, so we know that you got a lot of scar tissue there, and guess what? When you were younger, you probably didn't realize that you were constipated. You also didn't drink enough water. You probably drank a lot of pop or maybe Kool-Aid. I don't really know. But the reality is, to be that young and have so much scar tissue that you have to go for scar tissue removal means that you had a highly inflammatory diet and you were probably a very stressed little girl. Now, here's the next thing. If you go in and you go for scar tissue removal, you need to get this, everybody. Okay, so my name is Dr. Darryl Wolf. I'll give you, everybody here, a money-back guarantee that when you come to us for a Wolf non-surgical treatment, we'll blow your mind. If we don't, we'll refund your money. We won't take it. We will do more in that one treatment than you have gotten in all the other bodywork treatments. Did you hear me? And you might think that might be a big claim, but understand, these are all my practitioners around the world. I make no money off of that. I guarantee them that I will refund the money for them because I'm their trainer. They count on me to teach them properly. So understand this. If you've ever had surgery in your life, or you've ever had a sports injury or an accident, even if you didn't have surgery, you're going to have a ton of calcium in that area to buffer down, to balance the pH, okay? And you're going to have a ton of scar tissue. The more inflamed, the more traumatic you feel from it, the more traumatized, the more scar tissue you're going to have in the area. After a person heals, whether it's a sports injury, car accident, surgery, they have to get non-surgical. I'll give you a money back guarantee that a lot of people, they'll go, oh yeah, I healed, but it's numb there, or I don't have my range of motion anymore. It's not as flexible. I can't extend it, or I can't flex it. And that's because of the scar tissue that's left. And a non-surgical, Wolf non-surgical therapist can go in and take that scar tissue. Let me show you something. So here's what happens. This is beautiful connective tissue. You see how in between here, this is where the blood would flow. This is where the waste would come out. This is the oxygen, the minerals, everything goes in between the fibers. If you're stressed out too long and too strong, the adrenaline, the cortisol, the histamines are very sticky. The lactic acid is sticky. It'll cause the fibers to stick together, especially anybody who's very fearful and contracts all the time. Instead of lengthen, strengthen, detox, and tone, they're in contraction. Now, if I go into inflammation somewhere or I injure somewhere, it's going to come together, be contracted, and stick like crazy glue. After a while, it gets more dehydrated and you feel like you have a knot or a ball down there. So in the joint area, you're going to have the scar tissue, you're going to have the calcium, the displaced calcium from your bones to buffer down your pH, and you're going to have crystallization. I'm going to tell you something. Sabrina, if I could work on you right now live in 25 minutes, I would get rid of 80% of your problem in your ankle in one treatment. One treatment. And I will tell you, and I will challenge anyone, and I will go on the biggest platform in the world, and I will prove it. Here's the deal. Body workers out there, do not work trying to get the calcium back into the bones. Calcium ion therapy is the only thing that'll do it that I know of. And Wolf non-surgical will pull the scar tissue. Watch this. If I've got a knot, with our technique, using our elbow called Wolf non-surgical, I'll untie the knot and I'll open this up. Okay, and I will open it up, and I will reverse things by no less than in your ankle by 80%, 70 to 80% in the first treatment. Now understand something. You can walk around with this calcified scar tissue ankle all your life. Now, right at your ankle, we call that the horseshoe, where like your foot, it bends like this, right? That would be the ankle right here. That if I go in here and just worked in here for 20 minutes and did Cellsonic, you would have a brand new ankle. And guess what? And then if you were to use, I'll tell you all the other things in exercise I want you to do too as well. I wish I could work on you, because if I could, I would blow everybody's minds out there, and all the doubting Thomases that think that I'm a snake oil salesman or I'm trying to pitch something. They would realize real fast, because how do you shut somebody up? You prove your point. And this is why I'm telling you that I will go on anytime live on Facebook with somebody who's had surgery, and within 25 minutes, they'll think a miracle occurred. And it was all about just opening up the fibers, allowing the blood, the lymph, and the light to shine into those tissues again. That's it. I'll tell you something. When we work on people, we don't get rid of their scar tissue. Guess what we do? We open up the fibers, and the light and the circulation and the nutrition and the detoxification are restored to normal. So right away, the scar tissue turns into connective tissue. There's no scar tissue floating around a person's body. And when we loosen that up, we cause ionization in the calcium that's been misplaced. And then if they're going on calcium ion therapy, which you can go in my library, and it's called Calcium Ion Therapy Guide, and you can check that out, and you can see that I'm not lying, that this is invisible ions that will actually take the displaced calcium, bring it back into your bones, and give you the bone structure of a healthy 30-year-old again. And the reality, even if you have like osteoporosis and your bones are crumbling, you can reverse all that, but they're never going to tell you that. And this product called Calcium Ion Therapy, that's in my library at docofdetox.com. Guess why it's in my library? I'm not allowed to let you come and buy it. You have to call in to buy it. And they can't stop us from selling it because it's non-toxic. But they told us if we put it in our store, they will shut my website down forever. So they can create hurdles and problems for people to get at it. Okay, because think about this. This product will do so much. There's Dentagen for the jaw and the mouth. There's Merigen for people with stage 4 inflammation. There's Cardigen for joint problems. There's Oxygen for children. Anyways, I'm not going to go through them all. There's Alzagen for Alzheimer's. But understand something. Calcium ions carry on over 120,000 hormonal and chemical processes per second. So let's leave that alone. You need to, because we can't, let me think here. Because we can't, you see, how am I going to do this? I'm going to show you that, you know what, if you could, okay, I want you to get coconut oil, put coconut oil on your foot. Let me just show everybody what we're dealing with here. 1 second.
I got this because this is supposed to be the fascia blaster and supposed to blast the fascia or something.
Fascia, you're right, fascia.
Something like that, but I don't know. I just try to get it, but there's new bone spurs.
Okay, I just want to tell you something, and please, I'm not trying to down it, but there's people suing the fascia blaster, okay, because they used it and they tore their tissues apart. So I wouldn't use it, and I'm not trying to down it, so I don't want to say anything more. If you were to go in and use it a little bit, I think that'd be fine. But what I'd like you to do, okay, so let me just face you and me for now, and I'll bring you back to the audience. I want to show you something. Okay, so now you can see me, right? Okay, all right. So now you can see me. So okay, so what we're going to do, okay? Let me see here. Where were those pictures of you? Right here. Okay. Let me see. Okay. So where that red spot is, right? See the red spot?
Yeah, that's where the bone, I think, is coming through. Yeah.
Okay, so everybody, you see that red spot? You see the red spot? Everybody see the red spot? Okay. So that red spot, that will actually be, no. What I need you to do is this, okay? Let's try this, okay? They might not be able to see me. I'm going to try to make it. I'm going to bring you down to closer here. This is kind of awkward, but I'm going to play with you a little bit here, okay? All right, I'm going to bring this down right now. Hang in there, everybody. Okay, we'll try this. Okay, so let me just show you. I know, but now take a look at my foot. See? Yeah. Okay, so here is called the horseshoe. You see? This is called the horseshoe right here. Now show me where your spot is, where it's coming through. Okay, so that's higher. That's up here. And that's on the outside, right? Just above the malleolus. Okay, so her problem is right here, coming outside the malleolus. So I got to tell you something right now. What you want to do is get yourself, like, you see this here, this bottle? You can get like an essential oil bottle or anything. You see the edge on the bottom? See the edge? Yeah. So you're going to take the edge. Now watch, I'll put here my foot here. I'll bring you down a little further. Okay. Okay, I don't know if I can get this to come down further. Here, let me see. Yeah, you can tell this is real TV for sure.
Okay. I know, I love it. This is real and I love it.
Okay, so here, I don't want to make it indecent here, but here we go. Okay, so here's my, can you see my foot now?
Yep. Oh,
Are we good?
You're kind of pointing your toe a bit.
Okay, but here, this here, okay, this here is called the horseshoe, right here. I want you to you get the bottle out too, yeah, good. You get the bottle. So now what I want you to do is you will get some coconut oil or some olive oil or some kind of oil, okay? There you go. Put that just around your ankle part. Now, what you're going to do, once you put the oil around the ankle part, I want you to go in there and watch this. You see how I'm going? Right here is called the eye of the ankle. See right in the middle?
That's where I have pain. That's where they removed a bone spur.
Okay, please. You didn't even have to tell me. Yeah. You see how I'm already doing it without you telling me? Okay, so what I want you to do is take the bottom edge of the bottle, coconut oil, and you're going to hold it like this. Look, see how it's in my hand? And you're going to go in there, right in there, and you're going to use the edge. Here, I'll show you. And you're going to come in there, and you're going to grind in there. Go slowly, use the edge, grind in there. What do you feel? You should be feeling a calcium deposit. Here, I'm giving everybody a crotch shot here.
My mind is blown right now. You have no idea. This is exactly my spot.
Yeah.
How did you know? That's exactly where I have the most pain. My mind is blown right now.
Let me tell you something, and I'm going to tell you something, and please, I teach this to everyone, so I'm not telling everybody that I'm intelligent at all, okay? But I'm going to tell you that anybody can learn this, and the whole world has been screwed over. Screwed over. That's it. Okay. Because guess what? We're making money off you, honey. All right, now, so what you're going to do is you're going to go in there, okay? And you're going to go on the edge. Oh, boy. Let me see if maybe I can do it this way for these people. This is why I really love it. When I stopped traveling in 8 months, I've got half the tour done, the world tour, and I've got another 8 months to go. Then I'll be back in my studio. Then I won't have to do all this. Okay, so now what you're going to do is this. That's right. You look at me. Can you see? I'm going to take, let me see. How am I going to do this? I'm going to put you right here. Okay. A one-man show. Okay, so I'm going to do this now. See, look at it. I'm grabbing it like this. And I'm going to go in here and use the bottom edge. And I'm going to go in there. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go in there and search and destroy. I'm going to crunch it all up. And guess what? You don't care how much you bruise it. If your foot goes black. No, that's too fast. No. Watch what I do. Don't do that. Watch. Look at this. And you go deep. Look at the edge. Just on the edge here. And I'm going to go like this and crunch. Slowly. Go right in there. And then you're going to come here and you're going to work all the way down under the malleolus. And you're going to start working this whole area. But first, I want you to just try your foot. And then let's go just do the eye of the eye. Okay? Look at how slow I'm going. Let me see you do it. Okay? No. You've got the whole bottom. It's just the edge.
Oh, just the edge. Okay.
Just the edge. Look at me. Just the edge right here.
Okay.
Look at this. Look how I've got it angled. Look. It's not up like this. Watch. It's not up like this. It's angled.
Got it.
Now it's just on a 45-degree angle. And then I go in here using the edge. And I'm going in here and I'm going to go in and clean all this out. Go every direction. Look. From the... You see?
Yep.
Okay. Are you doing it? Let me see what you're doing. Okay. The edge. Just the edge.
Edge.
Good. Now go in there and go deep. Go hard. Go deep. Do you feel it? Do you feel anything in there? So just... I know, but just keep going. And what I want you to do is I would want you to work on that for like 10 minutes until you have crunched everything and there is absolutely nothing in there. So, and then I don't care how swollen it gets, and I'll tell you what to do when it swells. See, here's the deal. I love this part, and you're going to love this too. Okay, everybody's been taught that if anything bruises, you're in trouble. It's a lie. It's a lie. So the reality is, guess who bruises? The only people that bruise are people that have issues in their tissues and they've got poison in the tissues. I can clap. Now here's what I want you to do. You'll also get yourself a clapper and you'll clap your foot everywhere. But understand something. You see around the red spot above the malleolus where the bone's coming through? You're going to go in there and you're going to put that coconut oil because there's no non-surgical therapist near you. And you're going to go in there and you're going to actually, okay, you're stroking your foot? Okay, good.
The oil. I put the
No, that's great. I love it. Say hello to your foot and tell you love it. Okay, so now what you're going to do is remember you did the eye? I want you to go in that eye for 10, 20 minutes, and you're going to crunch everything, break everything up. And then what you're going to do is I want you to now go around where you think the bone's coming through and work around there right now and break that up around the red spot. Because all that is a block. Everybody needs to get this. Every bit of swelling, every bit of stiffness, every bit of pain, every bit of inflammation is a block. It's calcium or scar tissue or crystallization. So guess what? The other thing you're going to do is after you go and you work on your ankle and you break all that up, you're going to work around your whole ankle. You're going to work around underneath the malleolus, all around it. You're even going to work here. Let me show you. You've got your toes. Here, I'll just put it up in the air.
But my toes are numb. I can't feel these two toes.
Okay, well, what you're going to do is, do you notice in between your toes, you've got these channels? Go ahead.
Yeah.
And they come all the way back to your ankle. Well, those are called lymph channels. You're going to take okay, you see, now if this was my foot, right? And these are my toes, right here, right in between. Look at this, right here. I'm going to take the bottle and I'm going to clean all that out. Like, go in and clean it out. Take the edge and clean it out. And then you're going to go on the bottom of your foot and you're going to do the same thing on the bottom and you're going to do this with this edge. And okay, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. I have people that are told they need surgery. They do this, they don't go. I got people that had surgery and they say they can't walk anymore. They use this. And guess what you do? You pick one part of your foot and you go in and you work hardcore and you break things up. And then you allow that to heal and you go into another part of your foot. You don't try to do your whole foot today. So I said, go in for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes and clean the eye of the ankle out first. Then I said to do the horseshoe of the ankle, do 20 minutes and go in there and just go in and take it and use this edge and clean everything. Grind it out, crunch it out. You cannot hurt yourself. And guess what? If you feel like the water's going to come to your eyes because it's painful, just remember, when you break this stuff up, you get your foot back. You know, everybody's taught to be a victim. Nobody can go in and be the master of pain. You got to be the master of pain. You ever notice people who run away from pain are in pain? People that are in pain run to people that cause them more pain. So the day that you want to learn techniques and become your own practitioner and get in there and start doing it. So, do you want to know something? I'll tell you what I'll do. Okay. Let me think here. I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's leave this alone. Okay. All right. And, tomorrow morning I'll do a live video and I'll do the bottle and I'll do my whole foot. And then everybody can see me do the whole foot. Okay. Cause it's getting a little bit, okay.
Seriously, like I can't. This feels so. It hurts so good.
Yeah, that's right. It hurts so good. And understand something. This is why you will see stuff where people are going, "He's dangerous." Yes, I am. I am dangerous. I'm dangerous to the system. Let me tell you something. We are going to, when you see what I'm going to do in the next year, I'm going to empower every human being to become their own practitioner. And you know what? I got to tell you something. The reality is this. We're never going to run out of unhealthy people. So every practitioner out there that thinks they need to treat and not train is upside down and backwards, because they need to train their patients on how to do things. So that's what I want you to do. And I want you to do, I will go and do this tomorrow. Let me think.
What time?
10 o'clock, I'll come live.
Okay.
That gives me enough time to get up and wake up, go for a swim, and then I'll do it.
This is life-changing. I want to tell you, this is life-changing. This has been debilitating.
Well, you know what? Can I say something, Sabrina? I need you to get this, and then never forget this. Yes, we are the white coats, and if something hurts, don't you touch it. And if one of your family hurt, don't you touch them either, because you're dangerous, and we can't figure out shit, and we're not going to let you either. And I'm going to tell you something. God loved the doctors, okay, for emergencies, But the reality is the system is built on corruption. And we all know that. I'm not trying to down them. They're all beautiful human beings. I know that.
And
Okay?
my family's all doctors, so thank you. I'm going away from that model to a new
Okay.
path.
Now, what I want you to do is, let's say you work on your ankle. When we're done here, please go in hardcore. Do the eye of the ankle and then do the horseshoe and go in there hardcore for a half an hour. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go sit at the tub, your bathtub, and you're going to turn on the warm water, and you're going to have warm water for 3 minutes on the ankle. Then you're going to run as cold as it'll go for 1 minute. Then you're going to do 3 minutes, then 1 minute, then 3 minutes and 1 minute. So now we're looking at basically just over 10 minutes. About, I guess that would be 13 minutes. And you're going to do that 3 times a day. Can someone get the door? Now you know it's real TV. Okay.
3 times a day.
Can someone get the door?
This eye of the ankle really is so intense.
Can I tell you? People trip. This is what older people are doing. They're falling down and tripping because the eye of the ankle is blocked with calcification and crystallization. And guess what? If I were to work on every elderly person's ankle, they could walk and play. They could play whatever they play. What do they call that? I don't know. Some kind of game. Whatever, when you get older, they play that game. Anyways, but the reality is this, guess what? I can show people how to fix any part of their body. Yeah.
True. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm excited because I'm from Northern California. I'm going to call Cheryl and see where she is compared to my mom's house. And I want to go because
Pickleball, that's it. Pickleball. Guess what? All you older people that play pickleball, you can be back out there. There's not a person that can't be young again. And I'm going to tell you, I want somebody out there to challenge me and then to try to out me as a fraud because I'm not telling you a lie. It's the God's truth. Anyways, go ahead, Sabrina.
No, this is amazing because you knew exactly. I'm tripped out. I'm sorry. I'm kind of speechless because exactly where I even had my 6th surgery because I had a bone growing in that eye.
No, you didn't have a bone. Okay, listen to me. What we have is in the eye of the ankle. That's where we get most of our inflammation. So guess what? When we drink, when we do sugar, when we have an inflammatory diet, when we stress out a lot, we dump a lot of adrenaline or we create a lot of lactic acid. This creates crystallization, calcification, and guess what? In a river, where does the garbage settle? Around a corner, and in a hole. And guess what? Your ankle is the corner of the river, and the eye of the ankle is the hole. So you did not grow a bone, girl, because that would be amazing, but you didn't. You were actually piling up crystallization and calcification in the hole, and that's bullshit. Okay.
What did they remove? They cost me a lot of money.
Well, what they removed was actually a calcium deposit that was building up in the eye of the ankle, which you can get rid of now in 15 minutes.
Exactly right. You are 100%
Now,
right.
I will tell you a story. You can go on and don't believe it, but I had a lady I worked on in Australia, and all I did was we did cell-sonic on her, did 150 pulses right on her fibroid tumor, and it was as big as a large plum right here. I worked here, and I worked around it, and guess what? The whole tumor was gone. You can go online and watch it. It's live on YouTube. And the reality is, she went to the doctor and he couldn't find it. And she called me and she said, I'm really worried. Where did the tumor go? I said, you didn't have a tumor. You had no light. You had no circulation. And understand something. From a pimple to a tumor, we store negativity on an emotional and physical level. So just know this. You're a beautiful person, but you worry too much about what people think, Sabrina.
That's why can I say a bad word on here or no?
Well, I did. I said something. I can't remember what it
No
was.
fucks given. My new mentality. 0 fucks, right?
Okay, there it is. There it is.
So, bad word, I'm sorry, but you know what I mean? That's what I need to be.
But
like.
what I want, you can be that way, but what I want you to do is say that I will unconditionally love myself. I will observe and no longer burn, I will learn, I will not judge myself, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks about me. I'm going to unconditionally love and care for myself, and it's going to upset people.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it does upset people. I wore a robe to the grocery store and it upsetted people because I'm starting to not care anymore what people think. And I love that you said that. And, thank you. God bless you.
Just know this. Look at no anger for yourself, no anger for anyone else. Allow everyone to be whatever they need to be, because remember something, when you have problems with people, don't think that other people don't have problems with them too. And understand something, I don't give anybody problems. Nobody on this planet I give problems. But guess what? I'm a problem to people. Okay. I'm not whining, because guess what?
You know why? So I said, why is that? Because you hit something on the nail. I was watching one of your lives, and there was this diet, blood type, eat for your blood type. And my girlfriend shared this information with me, and I just didn't buy it. And you explained that whole scenario perfectly, why it didn't work. And you really see things in a different way.
Well, do you know the guy who wrote it, Dr. D'Adamo? He wrote that book. Guess what? He was 3 blocks from my clinic in Toronto. We would meet for lunch on Thursdays, and he would have his pork chops, and I would have my whole plant-based diet. And guess who's still around?
You. This is incredible. My mind is blown, Dr.
He was a friend of mine, though, so just know that. I really cared for him. But the reality is we did, because I do believe that I'm an A. If I eat animal protein, I'm toast. I can do it one day, but if I do it 2 days, I'm toast. And guess what? O's, they could eat the butt out of a rhino on the move and they could digest it. I get it. But they're the ones that wake up with the tumors. A types, they get right away a symptom if they don't eat right. Okay, so O types have a lot stronger hydrochloric acid, but nobody needs animal protein, far as I'm concerned. But people can do it, but they better chew it.
Thank you for all these amazing tips and life-changing perspective. My ankle, the eye, already from just messing with it like that and doing that, I feel it's opening.
But only once a week. Once a week, once every 10 days, you go into a certain spot and you go in there and you pull everything apart. And then guess what? If anybody like a doctor or a person tells you that I'm not right, tell them and give them my phone number and tell them I'd like them to come on my show.
Oh, I have 7 of them. 7 doctors told me they want to do surgery on me immediately. They want to tighten my tendon, put a plate. One wants to take my hip. There's nothing wrong with my hip. They want to take my hip bone, put it in my ankle.
Yeah, I know, but Sabrina, if you're going to go to a mad scientist, it's going to get mad. And the other thing is, if you go to a surgeon, what do? What do surgeons do?
Surgery.
So they're going to tell you they're going to keep an eye on it until they can do it. Now, I don't do surgery. I'm not going to stop you from going to it, but I'm going to tell you, and then people aren't going to like this, but 95% of all surgery does not have to be done. The bone on bone, the hip problem, the knee problem, the ankle problem, the spinal problem, the stenosis, the herniated disc, the slip disc. There's no such thing. Where's the slip disc that fall in your underwear? The reality is it's all made up, and it runs this big machine. And people can go do whatever they want, but just remember, after a surgery and you're healed, you better see a non-surgical therapist. And remember, I've got thousands of therapists around the world. You know, I'm going to be teaching right now in the next 8 months. I am going to be teaching 250 more practitioners around the world. So, yeah. So the reality is that most body workers don't understand. I mean, listen to me. When I first got out of school, I went to massage school. Guess what? I quit being a massage therapist in 2 months. Then I went and got my doctorate in acupuncture. I haven't done acupuncture in 15 years because guess what? It's always been about scar tissue. It's always been about displaced calcium and crystallization. And no body workers, hardly any natural doctors even think of this. They don't even know this. So they don't know how to deal with it. So, you know, the reality is you do. Understand, you can work on anywhere on your body with that bottle, put some coconut oil, go in there, and guess what? I already told you, it's scar tissue, crystallization from lactic uric acid, or it's displaced calcium. That's it. That's it. Now, understand this. If you think I'm crazy, the gentleman that I did yesterday, it was about skin cancer. It was about the size of a nickel. Remember, this guy's got skin cancer. And guess what? What did I tell him? Clap it with my clapper for 10 minutes a day. Clap cancer. And then put DMSO and then frankincense, which we have a product that's stronger than frankincense, and then put that on a few times a day. And guess what? That was 3 months ago. He went to his doctor and the cancer's gone.
I need a clapper. I'm going to get a clapper. I need all your products. I really do. And
well, we'll do it a step at a time. And
okay.
what I'll do tomorrow is I'll do the bottle work on my foot. Okay. And then after I do the bottle work on my foot, I'm going to clap it, because you got to clap it right away. Because after you do the bottle work, you will have tenderness, which people call bruising. And do you ever notice something? Oh my God, did that doctor bruise you? Like when we work on people, unhealthy people, overripe fruit bruise, overripe people bruise. So we call them the low-hanging fruit. If you take a clapper and you clap here for 5 minutes in your armpit, okay, and you bruise, that means that you have not your, here, right in your armpit, not in your armpit up here, but right in the elbow. You know the lymph node area? You clap there on skin for 5 to 10 minutes, pretty hard, this hard. That's pretty hard. And if it bruises, you know that you have some lung damage and heart damage. And if you do that and you clap long enough and strong enough, you can actually bring the lung damage and the heart damage out by clapping the inside of your elbow. Now, people don't believe this, don't want to believe this, but that's okay. Okay? Anyways, go to Clapping for Health. It's in my library. I show you how to clap the whole body. And I even show you how to clap for COVID. Okay? So go check that out. But do you have any other questions?
The belly button, I noticed, I just did it with my finger, and I noticed I was happier.
Yeah.
And it, like, my...
there you go. That's the belly button. If you do the belly button therapy, it releases more dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins than anything else you could do. There's no drug that can do this, because the vagus nerve, the main point of the vagus nerve is behind the belly button. Does anybody know why? Because the umbilical cord attached you to mommy, right? And that's where you had the dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins called the dose being dumped into you whenever mommy was happy. And so it would go right into the umbilical cord to make you just playful, okay?
I don't even know what to say. I'm really speechless, and I don't even know what to say. I want to cry. Thank you so much for everything. This has been a very emotional, thank you for opening my eyes and helping me, because it's life-changing. My ankle has been, really...
I want you to come on with Cheryl, and guess what? But I want you to go and get one Cellsonic, one non-surgical treatment from Cheryl, and then come on with Cheryl. And I'd like to come on with you. I'll give you guys my Zoom link, and we'll do it right after she works on you, because I want you to blow the minds of everyone and find out that this is all over. You're not getting a walker, wheelchair, cane. You're not going to the nursing home. You can have it all back. You can have it all back.
Thank you.
Okay?
Very appreciative. Thank you for teaching me, and I'm excited for this new path. And my ankle to walk in. No more fusions, no ankle replacement.
Well, come on tomorrow at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and I will do the foot, and then you can do it along with me, okay?
So much. God bless you guys. Thank you. And
okay. See you later. Bye, Sabrina. So, you know, it's like this. I can teach any of you what I know. This has got nothing to do with me being intelligent. Trust me. This is all just logical things. Belly button therapy actually goes back okay? 10,000 years, okay? So does clapping, okay? We created this clapper, but I'm not going to take the credit for anything. I want to thank all our forefathers. And the reality is this. If you go to my library and you watch How to Become Number One at the Art of Number Two, if you also go there and watch The Highway to Health, Your Digestive Tract, it's in my library. If you also go and watch The Holy Grail, Your Large Intestine, and you women, if you want to find out how they ruled and screwed you, go watch I Am Woman. And anybody out there that's worried about cancer, please go and watch The Emotional Chemistry of Cancer, Disease, and Healing. These are all master classes that are free, guys. And if you want to find out how you don't go to surgery, how you don't limp, how you don't get the cane, the walker, the wheelchair, or the nursing home, go watch Reverse the Irreversible in my library. And my phone number is 469-861-8884. And feel like you can call me. Just say, hi, Daryl. And we can do that. And if you want to take it further, we can go further with you. Like you can get a perfect day consult for $150 and lifetime support and my 400-page manual, which is the most powerful self-love, self-care healing book in the world. And I will say that because it's 44 years of my work and you can have it all. And that's the reality. But, you know, you'd have to deserve it. If you have belief systems that tell you you're unworthy, well, good luck. You're not going to get what you wish for. If you let yourself off the hook, get rid of your chokeholds and get rid of all the BS that they told us that we're sinners or losers or failures. We're none of that. We're Braveheart heroes that came to a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. And I just want to thank you for all your bravery and understand that, okay? But listen to me. It's called self-love, not just love, because love is just an ingredient. And it's called self-care because there is no health care, okay? And just know that we do care. We care for you. 3, 2, 1. I am love. I am healed. I am Braveheart. God bless and have a beautiful day.